Hello, hello everybody. Welcome. Welcome back to another stream. Happy Friday, everybody. Welcome. Come on in. Hi, my name is Princess Evillan. If you don't know who I am, I'm a streamer here on Twitch, and I post almost everything I do, all my videos, all the streams, onto youtube.com/@princessevillanvods. So if you're interested in watching the beginning of Highway Blossoms, you're interested in watching some of the other games that we finished up, go ahead and check out the VODs channel. Anyways, today we are playing more Highway Blossoms. I'm very excited. Happy Visual Novel Friday, everybody. Almost said virtual novel. That was funny. But yeah, it's Visual Novel Friday, everybody. How you been doing? How's your Friday going? My Friday's been pretty good. It's been nice and slow, nice and casual. Got a little bit of coffee here with me. I got a little bit of a soda, so we have some choices for drinks, as most people typically do, I suppose, during stream. I try to always have water with me on stream, but I'm not really feeling water today. I'm feeling like a soda and some coffee. So, and I'm all bundled up and ready to get into Highway Blossoms. So, let's transition. And I found out where we can see the things that Marina has been saying about us. So if we go to extras and we go to galleries, I believe. Yeah, we get Marina's thoughts. So let's take a look. Amber's grandpa's favorite tape, and now it's her favorite. I guess that means it's my favorite too, since it's so important to Amber. I was even lucky enough to hear some of it live at the festival we went to together. Oh. Buying this slushie was the first nice thing Amber ever did for me. Well, second, since she gave me a ride there too. It's cola flavored, since they never had that flavor in my hometown. We're missing one. Marina's thoughts, gold nugget. This belongs to Joe, but Mariah is the one who spends the most time thinking about it. I guess it's an old family heirloom. It shows how Mariah says she knew about the treasure before anyone else. Marina's thoughts, Tessa's wind chime. One of Tessa's most treasured possessions. She collects license plates and puts them together like this. She said that someday she'll give me one of her wind chimes to keep. Maybe it'll be the one with our license plate on it. Amber and I ate this at a diner together. She thought I was weird for dipping my fries in a milkshake. She doesn't know that everybody does that. I do that. I dip my fries into ice cream. I like to go to McDonald's and get like one of their really small sundaes and just dip my fries and their fries into the ice cream. It's so good. We borrowed this from Mariah and kind of never gave it back, but that's double fair since she did the same thing with my brother's car. Yeah, we did get some searching equipment from Mariah. Let's see, let's take a look at the CG gallery. Oh, these are cute. So here's the front logo. This is when you load up the game. This is like the banner that they have on it on Steam. And that's Marina and Amber. It's so very cute. How do I move to the next one? Nope, not keys. Return. Maybe I just click on these. Here we go. Oh, I see. Image of its screen. There we go. Here's us listening to music. That's cute. I didn't realize Marina was in a skirt. She's been in some very feminine clothing lately. We got our hands touching. Very cute. I don't know what that is. I don't want to look at that yet. I feel like that's part of the DLC. And then there's Marina by her car. There's us as a kid with our vinyl records. Very cute. Guest art. Oh, this is cute. Okay, we'll look at this at the end, because I think there's going to be some spoilers, but I don't know how many spoilers there actually can be. We know that Amber is going to get with Marina, probably. But anyways, let's load the game, and let's get back to these two girls. Inside the RV once again, I crash down into the driver's seat and kick up my feet on the dash. It's a relief to sit on something soft. Hey Diggs, how are ya? I'm doing pretty good. How you doing? Like a satellite, Marina hovers around me, expectant.
So that was a failure, obviously.
Do you think it might be in a different part of the canyon?
Maybe, but we're not gonna find out. We could spend days out here and not find anything.
Yeah, so we were looking for the second part of the treasure, and we thought we knew where it was, but we never found it. So now we're kind of at a point where we're like, are we gonna go out and find the second part of the treasure, or are we just gonna move on to the third part?
Most likely, someone else found it before us. Maybe even before this whole treasure hunt thing started.
Very true. She stares at the ground, then perks back up.
That's okay, though. All we can do is move on.
Very true. Reaching into the glove compartment, she brings out the journal and hands it to me.
Come on. Show me why the human travel guide is the best.
I look at her for a moment, then with a smile, gently take it from her.
Sure thing. But that's the first and only time you're ever gonna call me that, okay?
Okay.
We've seen a lot of travel guides on our travels with our grandfather, I'm sure. So you probably know mostly about all these tourist trappy spots. I flip through the journal and skim the pages. I skipped one of the entries last time because it looked like a jumbled puzzle, but if we're going to find the rest of this treasure, then we need to tackle this head on. Bracing myself for the confusion, I find the entry and groan. I write to you today not from my dear Lamasi's winged landmark, but from a destination on an unforeseen detour. During my journey eastbound, I encountered a split within a dusted road. I've encountered many of these on my travels, but this one triggered a thought that maybe, perhaps, I've been too obvious with my hiding. Let us assume a jealous peer wanted to track me, paranoia or not, if they so desired they easily could. My steed's prints are set within the sand and I have not disguised my livelihood. In fact, one may call these a trail. If one were to follow this trail, they may even happen upon my bounty. The likelihood of this is very slim. However, I've always considered myself to be a man who only takes calculated risks, which is why I'm shocked in that this thought has never occurred to my mind before. Surely an intelligent, rugged, and worldly individual, such as myself, would have come to this conclusion by now. Or perhaps I'm none of those things? Yeah, you're kinda got a big ego there, guy. Nonetheless, I marked the split and took the path I felt was less traveled. After I had covered enough distance, I found a satisfactory location. Arcs of identical arched stone are spread across this area. The more I traveled, the more there were. On one occasion, I had seen some, but never so close together, nor so plentiful. Though I do worry one could narrow down the gold if they had the will. Alas, the remnants of my illness reappeared, forcing me to find a resting site. Eventually, I settled between two stones, unlike the archstone. I often feared they would fall or collapse on me, but their balance seemed steady, and they provided shade and scenery. So once again, I am rested and determined. While this detour took precious time away from me, I very much feel it was worth the security it provides, even if it was unnecessary. P.S. This morning I looked in my pouch. It would appear as if I have enough gold for one last burial. Lamasi's landmark seems more than proper for this.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no. Does that mean you don't know where it's at?
The opposite. I know exactly where it's at.
Uh-oh. And if we know where it's at, then other people know where it's at.
Then what's the problem?
I lean back in the chair and look at the ceiling.
It's in Arches National Park.
Ooh, a national park. Can't go digging around there. Oops. Cool, then let's go. I ignore her and keep looking at the ceiling.
Arches has over 2,000 natural stone arches. The miner said he hid it between two stones.
Oh, 2,000 natural stone arches? I've never been there before. That sounds like a lot to look through. There's no way we could look through all that. She blinks. I sigh.
An arch is a rock formation that curves in the air. Think of it as an upside-down U.
Okay. Like an arch. Finally, she gets the message. Her face morphs into a blank canvas and she stares out the windshield.
Oh no.
Yeah, oh no, I was right.
Yeah. If we want to find this thing, then we need to look between every single arch and arches.
Oh goodness. After a moment of petrified silence, Marina takes the journal and returns it to its proper place in the glove compartment. With a shaky smile, Marina looks back at me and tries blowing it off.
Arches National Park, huh? It's somewhere in Moab, right? You ever been?
With a shaky grin of my own, I respond, totally ignoring the impossible feat ahead of us.
Yeah, I went to Moab a long time ago. Arches is really famous. Like, world famous.
It is? I've never heard of this place. Then again, I don't know very much about national parks. So, we're both sweating, staring at the long road ahead as we try our best to make casual conversation. It's like a game of chicken. Who's going to break first?
I've always wanted to go.
Where have you vacationed to before?
Honestly, nowhere. Not out of the state, at least.
For real? Not even to visit family?
Nuh-uh. My grandparents live in New Mexico, too. I think only my big brother has been outside of the state.
You got any other siblings? Or is it just you two?
She shakes her head.
There's 9 of us.
9?
2 younger brothers, 3 older brothers, an older sister, and 2 little sisters.
Holy Jesus, that's a lot of kids there, Batman. I whistle. Yeah, I know, me too.
Damn, that's a big-ass Christmas card.
Right? At some point, it's just like, aren't you ever gonna stop?
Yeah, right.
I'm almost out of fingers to count on.
That's cute. Chuckling, I stand up and walk to the back. Marina follows me behind me.
What about you? Do you have any siblings?
I'm gonna guess no.
Nah, just me. Otherwise, they'd probably be riding around this old thing with us.
As I say that, I collapse down onto my bed, sprawling out. Sitting up front felt good, but this is heavenly. The bed sinks a little as she takes a seat on its edge.
I can't really imagine having a single brother or sister. Definitely not 8 of them.
Yeah.
But I guess they don't all live at home.
Actually,
Do they all live at home?
You're kidding.
Oh my god.
only one of my brothers has moved out. It's the worst. Like, you have to make a reservation to take a shower.
I bet.
No wonder you ran away.
Yeah.
Pretty much. As soon as I finished school, I was just like, okay, time to get out of here.
How long ago was that?
Just a couple months. 2-ish.
2-ish months ago?
What'd you major in?
Huh?
Oh, no.
Like, what'd you get your degree in?
Oh, not college. High school. I just finished high school.
Oh my gosh.
Huh.
Amber. Using my elbows, I prop myself up.
What?
How old are you?
Putting her hands on her hips, Marina puffs out her cheeks and looks offended.
I'll have you know, it's very rude to ask a lady her age.
Yeah, but like, how old are you? She deflates.
But I'm 18. Why?
18.
Oh, thank God.
Oh, thank God. I'll let myself fall back again.
I was afraid you were gonna be underage and that I'd get arrested for kidnapping or something.
Oh, truth. If she'd been like 16 and gotten lost and then we kidnapped her, like, we're not kidnapping her. She's going along with us, but that would have been awful.
No way! And besides, I told you my parents were fine with it. Well, accepted it.
Mm-mm.
What about you? How old are you?
I'm gonna guess 19. I'm gonna guess 19, 20.
Just a year older.
19. Okay, I was right.
Wait, you're only 19?
You got her shit more together than you, Marina. Now it's her turn to be shocked.
How old did you think I was?
Marina busts up laughing. I'm actually a little embarrassed. I look away, blowing my hair out from my face.
Just kidding, just kidding. I figured you were like my age or a bit older. 2 years at the most.
I don't look at her, staring at the wall.
Oh, come on, don't be mad. I was just playing.
Oh, I'm not mad. I don't think. All of a sudden, she sounds seriously regretful. I want to mess with her, but the puppy dog look she gives me over her shoulder is too hard to resist.
Sorry, what? My hearing must be getting bad at my old age.
Oh my gosh. Sounds like my husband. That's what he does. Whenever I remind him how old he is, he's like, what'd you say? She throws the pillow at me from the bed beside her, and I deflect it with my arm.
Good save, Granny.
Now she leans back too, staring up at the ceiling. Her hair spreads across my leg. I don't move it. Then I realized that all the worry and nervousness we had about Arches is gone. Somewhere along the line, we just forgot about it. Huh. I don't know when we reach the point in our relationship where we can be comfortable being this close to each other, but I'm glad we have. Maybe, just maybe, I'm enjoying the closeness a little too much. It's been a long time since I've dated someone. Gramps' health made having a girlfriend impossible. There wasn't any time for anyone else. Hell, I hardly had time for myself. Not that I cared. I'd do it all over again. Still, it's nice having someone to talk to, so it's not just me and my thoughts. Just as I'm about to settle into the mood, she sits up and stretches.
Oh, I'm pretty sleepy. Are you going to bed soon?
Nah, I took a nap earlier, so I'm good. It's only a few hours to Moab, so I'll drive us there tonight.
Okay.
Moab, huh?
Well, yeah. Something
That's where
wrong?
we're going.
No, I was just kind of wondering.
She trails off.
Wondering
what?
How far away is the Grand Canyon?
You want to go to the Grand Canyon instead of Moab? Are you ditching this gold hunt that we're on?
from here? I don't know, 3 or 4 hours? But it's in the total opposite direction that we're going.
Oh, okay.
This is the second time Marina's brought up the Grand Canyon. The crestfallen look on her face should be illegal.
Sorry, I should have looked at the map before I asked.
Smiling, she turns and heads for bed, disappointment clinging to her like a perfume.
Night, Amber.
Leaning against my pillows, I watch as she slowly trods off to the back. Come on now, I'm not that heartless.
Wait a sec.
She freezes mid-step.
I guess since I was gonna drive all night anyway, we can make a detour.
A detour?
A pretty big detour, too. So don't blame me if all the treasure is gone by the time we're done.
We found some treasure, so at least we have that. She turns around, hope springing in her face now.
But I guess it's like a requirement that you see the Grand Canyon when you're sightseeing in Arizona. So that's what we'll do.
It is a requirement.
You've got a lot of vacations to make up for.
Very true. I don't know why you want to go see the Grand Canyon. I've been there. It's basically just like a really big ravine. And it's just this big hole in the ground. And like, it's scary to look down too if you're afraid of heights, which I kind of am. I get a little nervous around heights. But when you're like on the edge and stuff, like it gets pretty scary. I think my best friend, when she went to the Grand Canyon, her boyfriend proposed to her, and that was really cute. But like, she was standing on like a bunch of rocks, like basically about to jump into the Grand Canyon, and he's like, no, come back. Oh. Yeah, Marina, you got a lot of vacations to make up for. There's a lot of things to see in the Southwest. All the tiredness and disappointment vanishes in an instant. Like a bird taking flight, she hurries back over to where I'm standing up. A trademark Marina crash tackle hug knocks me onto my butt and bed again. I pat her on the back a couple times before she rises.
Have I ever told you you're the best?
Yeah.
Probably. But don't you forget it.
Yeah.
I couldn't if I tried.
Goof.
You can really feel like the slow build of a relationship, like, building between the two of them. I poke her in the belly as I make my way up to the front again.
Grab me an energy drink from the fridge, will ya?
When she sits down in the passenger seat, she has 2 cans of the energy
Thought
drink.
you were going to bed.
No way! I'm too excited now. I'll keep you company on the drive.
Aw, that's sweet.
Plus, it's only like 8 o'clock, isn't it?
Beats me. Sounds right.
I pop open the tab of my drink and take a long draught. It tastes awful, but it wakes me up like nothing else. I guess the makers cut out sweeteners and nice flavors for more stimulants. To drink it faster, I hold my breath to hide the taste and chug. Gasping, I crumple the empty can and toss it into a trash bag. Marina, on the other hand, sips it daintily, wincing each time. Yeah, that's me.
Ugh, people seriously drink this stuff?
That's me with Monsters. People are like chugging Monsters, and I'm just like sipping it, like, oh, it's so spicy. It's so got so much taurine, all this other stuff in it.
Somehow. It works, though. It's pretty much the strongest stuff you can get without a prescription.
Is that true? After taking another sip, Marina retches and sticks her tongue out. She reminds me of a cat with a fur stuck on its tongue. She sets the can on the cup holder beside me.
Do you want...
Oops. Do you want mine? I can't drink this.
I'd have a heart attack if I drank too. Just leave it and I'll drink it tomorrow.
Because the only way to improve an awful energy drink is to let it get warm and flat. As I start the RV, Marina says something, but it's soft enough that I can't hear her over the engine revving.
What was that? Old lady hearing failing on me again.
Smiling, she shakes her head.
I was just saying thanks again.
Don't thank me yet. I could fall asleep at the wheel and kill us both.
Well, don't say that. Amber, don't say that.
At least I die happy.
Marina, don't encourage her. No.
No, though. Not just that. For taking me with you and doing the treasure hunt and everything.
It was a way to pass time, I suppose.
You must be super tired. You're saying all sorts of weird stuff now.
Yeah.
I mean it. I know it's kind of random. I'm just really happy I met you.
Aw, that's sweet. After a moment of blushing, I laugh a little under my breath.
Yeah, me too.
Aww. Aww. I prevent any more cheesy conversation by carefully pulling out of the parking lot and back onto the exit road. I'm definitely glad that Marina's enjoying herself. I'm having fun too, but talking about that sort of thing, it makes me feel all squirmy inside. Like I don't match up to what Marina thinks of me. Pushing those thoughts out of my head, I focus on the road. We have to keep our eyes peeled for animals out here. There are lots of stray dogs in this part of the state, and dozens of deer and antelope just waiting to race cars. Very true. Gotta watch out for them deer. The road's devoid of other vehicles, though, and since I know the exits to take, more or less, we should make pretty good time. Once we get back onto the highway, Marina hoists the bucket of tapes onto her lap.
What do you want to listen to?
I glance between the road and the bed, scanning both. I settle on an album that I haven't had the heart to listen to in a while, but it feels like tonight is the right time. I fish out the tape and slide it into the player. As the first chords start up, I watch Marina's face for a reaction. It won't have the same sentimental value to her, I know, but it's an emotional album in general. Lots of dynamics to the music and simple but heartfelt songwriting. Gramps used to try to play along, but he said he couldn't quite capture the feeling himself. As I'd hope, Marina's quiet, which means that she's listening. Her cheek is pressed against the window again. Her reflection, barely visible, looks wistful. Good. For the second time today, a growing pressure starts in my eyes. I paw at them and the motion catches Marina's attention.
You sure you're not too tired?
Oh yeah, eyes are just a little itchy.
Damn it, my voice shakes as I speak, but if she notices, she doesn't say anything. This album was another one of Gramps' favorites, and there's a reason I haven't listened to it since he passed. Turning it on might have been a mistake. We may yet go off the road if I end up crying, or I might just die of embarrassment. I sniffle a couple times to keep myself under control.
Damn allergies.
I blame my allergies too when I have to cry. You get those tears like forming in your eyes, and you're just like, up, damn allergies. I don't even know if she hears me. Trying to cover it up. Nice try, Amber. I'm kind of tempted to turn it off and play something else, but I want Marina to hear it. It won't mean anything special to her, I'm sure, but I want to see what she thinks. To see if maybe Gramps and I were crazy, or if there's more to the music and the man playing it. He was a guitarist and a songwriter who just went by the name of June. Died a few years ago. Fighting back the nostalgia and the bubbling feelings of how much I miss Gramps is hard. I'm able to hold on, though, and keep from breaking down. 45 minutes later, when the tape ends, Marina hits the play button again to start it over. I'd say it was worth it. I let it play on for hours, long after Marina's fallen asleep beside me. Highway Blossoms. Oh, this is getting so good so far. My everything aches. It takes me a long, lazy minute to remember why I'm sitting up, forehead plastered to the steering wheel rather than in my bed. I drove all through the night to get us to the Grand Canyon, arriving at the South Rim right around the time that I couldn't keep my eyes open any longer. We're in a campsite, apparently, but I don't remember anything past reaching the park's edge and paying the entry fee. I probably shouldn't have been driving, but we made it here all right. A sour taste pervades my mouth, courtesy of the empty energy drink at my side. I groan as I clamber up and head to go brush my teeth. When I exit the bathroom, Marina's waiting at the front, all dressed and ready to go.
Good morning.
Hey, you slept. We didn't.
Morning.
I'm still too sleepy to match her enthusiasm. Undeterred, she comes forward and presses a mug into my hands.
I made you some coffee.
Oh, that's sweet.
But it was a couple of hours ago, so it's kind of cold now.
Oh my gosh, Marina.
Thanks.
It's also brewed too weak, but I don't tell her that. I drain my cup in seconds and then pour myself another. That's also finished in a few long gulps. Damn, we like coffee.
You really like coffee, huh?
I guess. I think I'm just addicted.
Yeah, the stimulants.
You don't even put any cream or sugar in it, right?
I know, I can't drink coffee without cream or sugar. I don't know. I can't imagine how Amber's just like downing this black coffee.
Nope. I always drink it black.
Jeez. She wrinkles her nose in disgust.
I can't stand the taste.
Me neither.
I noticed.
Oops.
Have you gone and looked around yet?
There are dozens, if not hundreds, of people milling around, and that's just what I can see from here. Most likely treasure hunters. In the Grand Canyon?
Look around. Without you?
Yeah. It's what? Noon?
Noon. Damn.
Almost, but I didn't want to leave without you.
That's sweet of her.
What if I got lost? You're like my map.
That's a little less sweet. Maybe not.
Besides, it's boring to go look around by myself.
You think? I used to do it lots before we met up. It was nice to be alone and think.
Her face falls. A second later, I realize my mistake and mentally kick myself.
Not to say I don't like having you around. I just meant it's not so bad being on your own for a little bit.
She ponders for a moment.
Well, I don't like being alone.
I'll bet, and I'll have 9 brothers and sisters. A small frown makes me think she's upset, then it melts away and is replaced with her trademark smile. Something about how the sunlight frames her face right then makes my heart skip a beat. I want to admire her for longer, but I think my face gives it away. Soon she shifts, asking with her eyes.
Something wrong?
I shake my head to clear it.
Nah, sorry. Just zoned out for a second.
You were too pretty.
Let me finish this coffee, and then we can go.
You were too pretty, Marina. We just couldn't stop staring at you.
Okay.
In the noon sun, apparently.
I don't know how you can be up and at 'em just like that. Usually it takes me hours to wake up.
So I've noticed.
I know. I do a lot of waiting for you.
Marina stomps over to play hit me on the shoulder. Rude.
Meanie, I do my best for you.
I do my best for you. Oh, Marina's voice actress is so good.
Yeah. There aren't enough hours in the day for you to sleep as much as you want.
I know, right?
What? Are you saying I don't need my beauty sleep?
She's just kidding, but I freeze. She is joking, right?
Amber?
The jaunty tone in her voice is gone.
Yeah?
Yeah. I croak out a response.
Zone out again?
Yes.
Something like that.
Even I'm surprised by how off guard that caught me. It was just a simple joke, but it was a little too relevant, seconds after thinking of how pretty she looks. I need to stop being so weird sometimes, or that'll scare her off more than her finding out that I might, just maybe, could possibly have a crush on her.
Maybe you just need more coffee.
Maybe.
Probably.
Her grin gets huge.
You need as much coffee as I do sleep. See? We're even.
I laugh as I pour myself a third cup, tilting the pot to get the dregs.
Maybe you're right.
Maybe you're right. She prances back to the front door, nose held in the air like she's won some great victory. I catch her peeking back to see if I'm watching, so I make a big show of rolling my eyes. She sticks her tongue out in her turn. When I set my cup down in the sink, Marina throws open the door and waits for me to step out. Oh, cute. For having been mostly asleep and in the dark, it looks like I did an okay job parking. By which I mean that we're actually on one of the designated camping spaces. That's a lot more than I can say for the others here. Tents cover nearly every patch of land that doesn't have an RV on it. Some even come right up against the road itself, causing a few cars that pass by to have to hug the edge. Just like back in Shiprock, this is a fiasco. Squads of little kid rampage around, squirting each other and everyone else with water guns and just being in the way. One little brat runs up to us and holds up his squirt gun like he's gonna shoot me, but the death glare I send him gives him... death glare I give sends him running back to the other direction.
Not a fan of kids?
Not the rotten ones.
Marina, on the other hand, waves at the retreating boy and giggles as a weak burst of water hits her.
I don't know how you can stand it.
They're just kids. Besides, I'm pretty used to it.
Yeah, again, younger siblings.
Big family, right?
Yep.
Yep.
We start to walk in the direction of the canyon itself, pausing sometimes to let cars or tour groups pass us by.
This is such a mess. Wonder how many of them are treasure hunters.
Well, it's the Grand Canyon, so a lot of people are probably just regular tourists, right?
Yeah, probably. I feel bad for them. And all the other people who just want to enjoy these parks.
You really hate people, huh?
What? Where'd that come from?
I don't know. You're just always complaining about there being too many people around.
Do I really complain that much? Thinking about it, I guess I do.
I don't hate people. I just don't like when it's all chaotic like this.
Very fair.
So you don't like crowds then?
That's closer, yeah.
Yeah, but this
Kinda
is
weird
just
that you're
chaos.
so hyped for this music thing then, don't you think? Isn't that gonna be the biggest crowd yet?
Yeah, but this is just like chaos. Like, there's tents right up to the edge of the road. That's like unsafe. This is like, it's just chaos. So it's different.
Sure, but that's different.
Yeah, I agree with you, Amber. That's different.
Why?
Because they're not all people there for the same reason, I guess. Like, some people here are just looking to tourist. Some people here are treasure hunters. Some people here are just here with their kids, enjoying the park. Whereas when you're at a music festival, everybody is there for the music. So their whole focus is on the music and not necessarily being chaotic.
I don't know. Just is.
Maybe I'm just bullshitting.
Why?
What are you, 5? No wonder you get along with kids so well.
We both laugh.
But I guess it's just because everyone is there for the same thing. You have something in common with them.
Yeah, see? I wasn't bullshitting. Amber gets me.
Isn't everyone here for the same thing?
Not necessarily.
Yeah, but
I struggle to find an explanation. But she laughs it off and shrugs.
I'm just kidding anyway. You can't be the only one who teases. You don't like big crowds, and that's fine.
what about you?
I think it's fun. And besides, you get to meet all sorts of cool people.
Cool people.
Who knows? Maybe you'll meet a special someone or a long-lost relative or something.
That's really... It's really out there. Special someone, huh?
Maybe. Would be pretty unlikely, though.
Probably. But it's still fun to think about. And speaking of odds... Amber!
What? Marina points out another cluster of motorhomes down the road. I follow her gaze, immediately understanding. Is it Mariah? Taking up 2 spaces because of sides and bad parking is a familiar titan of an RV.
God, no.
It's Mariah! What is Mariah doing here at the Grand Canyon? But Marina's already heading towards it. My nemesis. Mariah's motorhome. The door flies open seconds before Marina reaches it. Out strolls Joseph, Tess close behind.
You call that a break? You've had boyfriends that last longer.
Oh, jeez.
Sis has never had a boyfriend.
My point exactly.
Quit your moaning. You two just need more work ether.
More work ether? Doesn't
You
mean
mean
ethic?
ethics, but you've probably never heard the word.
Mariah appears in the doorway, leaning on a shovel. I can see her about to retort, but then she spots either me or Marina, and her glare is replaced with a smug grin.
Well. Look who finally caught up.
At the Grand Canyon, this is not where the book said to go.
Hey guys!
Oh, hey there, ladies.
I sigh and speed up my glacial pace. May as well get this over with. Mariah picks up a crate of tools from beside her and carries them out before shoving the crate into Joseph's hands. His knees buckle at the weight and he sets it on the ground.
Did you follow our dust all the way here?
I wish we'd seen it so we could have stayed away.
Maybe you should go now and get a head start on the next piece before we find the one here.
There's not a piece here, though, is there? She clutches her shovel like a sword and points it at me.
Unless you're gonna fight us for this one too.
I raise my hand and surrender.
We already had one bust at Canyon Duché. This one's all yours to screw up.
The shovel drops a couple inches, either as a response or because her arm's getting sore.
Canyon Duché? But there's only one Grand Canyon.
Yeah, but why would you think it's in the Grand Canyon?
There's more than one canyon in the world, Mayor.
Very true.
Figured
Just
it
got a
was there at
point.
the Mummy Cave ruins, but we didn't find anything. So if you want to search all 2,000 miles of the Grand Canyon, then good luck.
Good luck.
Damn it!
Mariah throws it in her hands and the tool bag slips from her, plummeting onto Joseph's foot. Hard. The crates in his hands are next to fall, this time on the other foot. Oh no, poor Joseph! The boxes burst open, flooding the ground with heavy hammers and wrenches. A gasp escapes his mouth, then silence.
Are you gonna get drunk and cry yourself to sleep again, sis?
Tess is just all about, like, revealing everything about her sister. This is great. Tess is my favorite character. Somehow, through pained grunts, Joseph manages to speak.
The limit is once per week.
Mariah's eyes twitch. In one smooth motion, she rolls around and clonks her companions' heads, huffs, and crosses her arms. Joseph reacts like any normal human being and rubs his head to soothe his never-ending pain. Tess hardly acknowledges it, wobbling back and forth like a human bobblehead. I don't think I'll ever get over how creepy that girl is. She clonks Joseph again for good measure. Marina and I both wince. I imagine this is how hard it was for Howard when he first met Linda.
At least we'd get to see the canyon that way.
Very true.
Jesus!
From out of nowhere, Tess pops up at my side.
Tess has been wanting to go out and see the sights, but Mariah's too busy breaking her back for that.
Big sisters are bossy, huh?
Tess nods, which prompts Marina to stoop down and hug her apathetic kindred spirit.
You're not alone!
Marina looks up at me, eyes big.
Can we keep her? She's so cute!
She's very cute, but I don't think we can keep her.
That's property theft!
She's not property. She's not property, Mariah. It's called kidnapping.
Sorry, only one stray at a time.
Very true. This isn't like when we pass by the puppies, Marina.
Aww.
Marina releases Tess and reaches out her hand as they float apart.
Anyway, let's get going. If they're gonna waste all day here, we can at least leave them to it.
Very true. But Mariah waves her shovel in Joseph's face.
Pick up our crap. We gotta rethink our strategy.
Oh, hey, Bird, how's it going? I didn't even see you come in. Hi, how's it going?
Crap?
Crap.
Yes! This crap!
She taps the crate that she forced on him just minutes ago. Joseph covers Tess's ears, then mutters something I can't make out.
Wait, I have an idea.
4 pairs of eyes turn to look at her. Oh my gosh, we're all so close in this scene.
Me and Amber were about to go sightseeing. Why don't you guys come with us?
My day's been pretty good. I've been really excited to get back into Highway Blossoms just because I love Visual Novel Friday. It's just a good way to wrap up the week. How's your day been? Your day's pretty good? You sneak in a chat. Yeah, you do.
That's a terrible idea.
Hey, we agree on something.
But Tessa's eyes sparkle with determination, nodding as she reaches up to tug on Mariah's suit.
That's one vote yes.
She turns to me, pleading look in her eyes, hoping to make it 2 votes yes.
I think that sounds like a good time, too.
Hey, Joseph.
A nice break.
You guys do need a break.
I forbid it. You've already had a break. You have too much to focus on. Getting distracted by dusty old rocks is the last thing we need.
You always say that, but look at her.
He points to Tess, her face shining with interest since the word sightseeing.
When did she last show interest in something? Hell, has she ever shown interest in something?
We're still not going.
Oh, Mariah. An irritable groan rumbles through Joseph's throat, but he still looks as casual and relaxed as he usually does.
Look, we're not always going to do what you want just because you say so.
Ew, marital troubles.
We're going, and if we have to, we'll force you to come along.
Marina laughs awkwardly.
It's fine, it's fine. You guys don't have to come if you don't want to.
But it's too late for that. Mariah lets out a single disgenuous ha and marches to Joseph.
You're gonna force me to go, huh?
That's right.
She stares him down, or up to be accurate. The top of her head only reaches up to his chin. Regardless, she gives him a nasty grin and repeatedly pokes his chest for daring to defy her. This doesn't seem to faze him, though, as his lips curl into an ominous smile.
And how exactly do you plan to do that?
Uh-oh. Scene transition. Vast and majestic, the canyon dominates the horizon as far as my eyes can see. Calico rocks are given a murky tint by the dying sunlight. It's a breathtaking view. I just stare out over the abyss, watching as the sun slowly climbs down the sky.
What are you even looking at?
The sun. The sky. She says it flatly, not like a question. Mariah's been this way for hours now, since Joseph practically dragged her out of the RV. While the other 3 have amused themselves with disposable cameras and curiosity, Mariah has tailed me like a mangy dog. She won't let me forget about her relentless apathy, punctuating it with frequent sighs.
I'm looking at the cliffs, and considering sending you to get a closer look at the bottom.
This is your fault, you know.
My fault.
What is?
That we're here. Or at least that I'm here.
Hey, I didn't want you along either. That was all Marina.
Just tell that airhead no sometime. Guessing you've never turned in a request of hers in your life.
I shoot her a dirty look at the word airhead. Mariah rolls her eyes. She doesn't care one bit.
She wanted to play with Tess. Someone has to.
Joe does it all the time.
Her ability to miss the point is actually kind of impressive.
Besides, you should see the look I get if I try to stop her from something. Maybe I can't say no.
Be more like me. Mental fortitude and training.
I don't think anybody wants to be more like Mariah.
It's almost breaking down when someone threatens to take away the key to your liquor cabinet, part of that
Mental fortitude and training.
Oh, Amber's voice actress is getting it now. There we go. That's a good delivery. Yeah, that's sass. She clicks her tongue in annoyance and grumbles.
I could have still said no. I was just doing it for Tess.
I turn my attention over to the impromptu photo shoot again. Both the girls climb on rocks and lean against the railings to take pictures. Joseph trails close behind, probably to make sure nobody slips. Sometimes he's pulled in for a picture too. Marina's taken pictures of just about everything. The sky, the ground, a pouting Mariah. As a photographer, she's not very picky. Tess, on the other hand, seems to have an actual knack for it. She's taken pictures of scenic valleys and close-ups of beautiful desert flowers in full bloom, usually with Joseph as the model. She even managed to get close enough to take one of an eagle perched on a rock. Not hard when you're practically invisible, though.
I don't even know why she's so interested in this stuff.
Well, you take her out to it all the time. We have an RV for a
The wonder
reason.
and majesty of naturally formed geographic wonders.
That's a fancy way of saying overgrown rocks.
Who cares? Shouldn't you be glad that she is?
Why? I'd prefer if she cared about something that matters.
Like what?
Like getting rich?
Exactly.
Aw, Mariah. There's more things than money, honey.
this, Americana this, sightseeing that. What the hell even is Americana?
I don't know.
With Texas shirts and old rocking chairs that some hicks farted on?
Do you ever listen to yourself talk? Just be happy she's interested in culture and expanding her horizons.
Culture? Our favorite foods are bastardized versions of foreign cuisine. Culture's a sham.
Damn, Mariah, speak some truth. Preach it, girl.
When I was her age, I was interested in things that actually mattered. Like treasure.
Yeah, you've always been a treasure hunter, huh, Mariah?
Years later, and nothing's changed.
Since the other girls are taking a break, Joseph has joined us.
I want to take some pictures with you.
Aw. Mariah starts to protest, but Joseph cuts her off.
Your sister wanted me to ask.
Her mouth shuts and she rolls her eyes yet again.
Fine.
She stalks over to where they are, kicking up clouds of dust with each heavy step.
Sorry if she's causing you trouble. She can be a bit of a handful.
One sister, apparently. The other sister, Tess, is just fine. She's, like, totally just a kid.
I
quiet
know it's
kid
hard
at
to
that.
believe, but there's a good heart in there. Somewhere.
Somewhere deep down.
She'd probably sell it for $1 if she could.
Joseph laughs heartily.
You might be right. That's just how she is, I guess. Been that way since we were kids.
It's hard to imagine that someone could not only know Mariah as a child, but want to maintain a friendship with her for the rest of their lives. Come to think of it, Joseph's a bit of an odd case compared to the other two. Odd just because he's so normal.
Hey, can I ask you something?
Yeah, why are you with this crew?
Shoot.
Do you care about the treasure?
He scratches the stubble on his chin and thinks about it.
Like, you have a good head on your shoulders. Why do you let her drag you around?
Well, it's not that I don't care about the treasure. Being rich doesn't sound like a bad gig at all.
It's true.
But I wouldn't say I have a good head on my shoulders either. If it came down to treasure hunting or kicking back on a couch all day, I'd pick the couch.
Figures.
His own broad smile returns. I didn't even notice it disappear.
But as for them, one of them needs someone to look out for her, and the other is 10.
Now we both laugh.
If she's the one who gets me off the couch, I'm the one who gets her to sit down sometimes. Even back in school, she was always picking fights. Didn't matter if it was another kid or a teacher.
I'll bet. I bet she was a troublemaker.
Got her ass kicked a couple times. If she were all on her own, she'd tear apart the whole Southwest.
I'll bet.
That makes sense?
I look over at where the three of them are still taking pictures. Tess is standing on a rock so that she's at the same level as the others. Right now, two of her fingers hold Mariah's mouth into the shape of a smile. On Mariah's other side, Marina holds the camera out and takes their picture. Then Tess takes one, though Marina keeps her hand out of Mariah's mouth.
Yeah. I know what you mean.
Plus, someone's gotta make sure Tess doesn't starve.
I know, Mariah's not gonna do it. Catching us watching, Marina waves vigorously. She nearly knocks Mariah's lights out while she does. I wave back. Tess says something that gets Marina's attention, and after a second, Marina hurries over. I wince as I watch her clumsily climb over the rock, scared that she's going to slip and hurt herself. But she arrives unharmed.
Tess wanted me to ask if you'd go be in the pictures too, Joe. She says she wants all three of you.
Aww.
Looks like that's my cue.
With nothing more to say, he drifts over to the others and exchanges spots with Marina. Tess passes him the camera and he holds it up to his eye. Ooh.
Why are you using this cheap thing anyway? The camera on Mariah's phone is way better.
Yeah, but there's nothing like having a disposable camera when you're out on an adventure. He takes the camera away from Tess and dangles it from his fingers, observing it like it's an ancient, long-buried artifact.
The memory is full from all her journal entries.
Journal entries?
Journal?
It's more like angsty poetry.
Angsty poetry? Way to go, Tess. Way to call out your sister. Mariah turns towards me, panic and fury in her eyes, but she's too slow.
How did that one go again?
Oh no.
Oh yeah.
Oh no.
Rivers of amber pour from my bottle like tears, forever sweeping El Dorado beyond my grasp.
Mariah slouches.
I hate you both.
Aw, but we love you, Mariah.
Aw, that was a good line, Joseph. Tess clings to her sister's waist like a magnet, showing her affection. It goes ignored.
Now squeeze in. I'm not sure how we're all gonna fit.
What do you mean you're not sure how you're all gonna fit? Just have Marina take the... Yeah. We watch for a moment before I tap Marina on the shoulder. That should keep them busy for a while.
Quick, while they're distracted.
Make a run for it. Go!
What?
I grab Marina's hand and dash off, dragging her behind me. Her feet have trouble keeping up, but I don't slow down. I don't look back.
Just keep running.
Amber, where are we going?
That was cute. Yeah, the voice actors for this game are they're just totally on it. They've got Amber's, like, apathetic, snide, sassiness. So they've got Marina's, like, overly bubbly, like, cutesiness going on. They're really good. I'm really happy with this game. It's less choice driven than other visual novels that we've played and that I played in the past, but there's something nice about just, like, going down an adventure with, like, a set cast of characters. We wander around for a while until we find another viewpoint that's empty for other people. I'm guessing that a lot of the treasure hunters are out looking now, despite the oppressive heat isn't as bad. Oh, since the oppressive heat isn't as bad. I lean against the rail, my head propped up on my arms. The cool metal feels nice against my skin. Marina does the same. She sighs wistfully.
So pretty.
It is pretty. Especially with the sunset.
Which part?
All of it. Especially the sunset.
Nearly all the sunlight has been swallowed by the canyon's colossal darkness. Shadows cast by the stones meet the gorgeous colors as the sun melts into the tip of the canyon. It's barren and desolate, but Marina's right. It's pretty.
Oh, let's take a picture before it gets too dark. You're not getting out of this one. You haven't been in any of the pictures today.
Yeah, that's on purpose.
Yeah, choice-driven ones, like, with their bad endings and whatnot, it's really easy to get into the bad end. It's kind of nice that with this one, I don't really think there's going to be a bad end to this story. There might be a choice at the end where we tell Marina whether or not we like her, but I don't know if that's going to affect, like, the rest of the story. I don't even know if that's going to be a choice that we have to make. I think we're just going to come right out and tell her that we have a crush on her. But yeah, other visual novels are very different, but this one's still really good. I like it a lot.
Scooch in.
Scooch in. Come on.
Like, together?
Yes, the two of you together.
Duh.
She slides towards me and I squirm away on instinct.
What's wrong?
Immediately, before I can answer, she grins slyly.
Wait a second.
You camera shy, Amber.
You're camera shy, aren't you?
That's what I was saying.
I'm not.
I retort a little too quickly. I know, Laika. She's camera shy. Can you believe it?
Oh?
Clearly, she doesn't believe me.
It's not that I'm afraid of them or anything. I just don't like having my picture taken.
How come?
I'll suck it up, Amber. Take a picture with Marina. I shrug.
Just don't.
This might be your only chance to get a picture with Marina.
Well,
Since you
you'll
don't have a
to
cell
deal
phone
with
and
it
she doesn't
this
have a cell
time.
phone. Neither of you have cell phones to take pictures with, so this will be the last time you get a chance to take a picture with Marina. Probably. She zips over and before I can react, has her pressed her cheek to mine. The shutter clicks and I'm momentarily stunned by the flash. Before I can protest or enjoy the closeness, she's already pulled away and is checking the results.
It's cute, look!
She shoves the camera into my face, but it's so close and the screen is so small that I can't actually see the picture. I just nod.
I can't wait to get these developed.
Turning to me, Marina pauses.
How do you get photos developed anyway?
I don't know. actually. Well, you take them to like a store and then they develop the pictures for you, I think. But you can also like go to Walmart and just print them out. But I don't know how you get those. Don't you have to mail them somewhere? Don't you have to mail those like disposable cameras somewhere? Or did they just like drop them and like then they develop the pictures for you? I don't know. I don't know how you get pictures off of those little cameras.
We'll have to take them to the store and have them do it. Most big supermarkets can.
And Amber comes in with the knowledge, the real knowledge. Thank you, Amber.
Okay, first thing tomorrow then.
I thought we were going to Moab.
Sure.
I thought we were going to Moab. Where are we going? Is our gold journey done already? Like a hummingbird, Marina darts forward and gives me a tight hug.
Thanks for coming out here. It's been so amazing. I hope it was worth it.
I looked down at her, pressed against me.
Yeah, it was.
Cute. Marina pulls away to my great disappointment. She opens her mouth like she's going to say something, but then seems to change her mind.
What?
What?
You were about to say something? What was it?
Oh, never mind.
Aww, she's got a crush on us too. I'm sensing that there's two crushes going on.
Hey, you can't do that. Now I really want to know.
She giggles, but it's distracted sounding.
Okay, fine. I was just gonna ask, why is it that you hate Mariah and her group so much?
'Cause they stole your car. They're not good people. Mariah is literally obsessed with treasure hunting. She can't even take care of her sister well enough. Her sister probably needs way more social and like going out and doing things as opposed to just digging for treasure all the time. She's not like, I mean, your little sister shouldn't be like your labor, you know? She's still your sister.
Where'd that come from?
Marina turns away and stares out over the canyon again. It's getting pretty dark. She's quiet for a moment before she talks.
I don't know. You just complain about them a lot.
Well, Mariah's got a lot to complain about.
I don't hate them, dummy.
Dummy.
Joe and Tess are fine. It's just Mariah that I have a problem with.
Mariah. I love the way she said that.
How come?
How come?
She's a bitch. Loud and rude and obnoxious. Ugh, I really hate people like that. She thinks she is always right, too.
Sounds like someone else I know.
Oh, no. Don't go start comparing us to Mariah. No.
Ah, don't give me that. We're nothing alike.
Yeah, they're like nothing alike. Marina laughs.
Yeah.
Half a minute passes in silence.
You're way cuter than she is.
And the music stops. My heart stopped. I was like, oh my god, what? You're way cuter than she is, she says. Ew. Someone's got a crush on us. Time stops, and so does my heart. My heart too! My heart stopped. Everything feels like it's frozen. I look over at Marina, but she's looking at the canyon, not me. Still just a couple inches away. I gulp, swallowing the lump forming in my throat.
You said that before, I think. You're cuter.
Aww. This is getting so cute.
Oh, hush. I'm trying to compliment you.
And we're trying to compliment you, can't you see? I fall silent for a moment, not sure how to respond.
You know, back when we first met, I meant what I said about you being cute, too.
She giggles again.
I'd forgotten about that.
As if on cue, a light breeze starts up, causing her hair to billow out like a cloud. Her side tail, hastily bound, looks like it might come undone. Finally, she turns to look at me, her eyes wide and lips glistening. My palms are dry and my knees tremble. Gulping yet again. What? What? No, we're not going to. What? gulping yet again across the short distance between us and half a step, leaning in and...
There you are!
Mariah! Why? Why do you do this to me? My heart. I just want these two to finally kiss. Do demons have a heart? We do have a heart. It's just not in the same places as you would normally find it. Haven't you ever seen a succubus with like a heart-shaped tattoo on like her navel or like right below her belly button? That's where succubuses keep their hearts. Right next to their, well, I can't say that on Twitch, but right next to the important parts. Oh, I was so excited. I was so excited for them finally to kiss, and then freaking Mariah comes in and just ruins it all. Someone's about to die. Oh my gosh, I know. You'd finally worked up the courage, Amber. You were gonna do it. Oh. Mariah's shrill voice cuts through the moment, rupturing my eardrums and patience. I pull away, and Marina has already turned around to face them. Marina doesn't even know. Marina doesn't even know what was just about to happen. The trio appear like specters out of the darkness.
You left us behind.
Kind of. We left you to your own devices.
We tried to, at least.
You were the ones who dragged us out here. I at least expect you to stick around.
Cowed into submission, Marina's shoulders fall.
Back off. I wanted to go see the sunset without you sighing about it.
Whatever. It was a waste of time either way.
Was it? You got to have some fun.
Come on, we're going back.
I know, like, Mariah, huh? Mariah lopes off down the path at a brisk pace. Marina and Tess are back to photographing anything and everything, though the low light means that the pictures won't show up. Joseph and I trail behind at the end of the party. Joseph and I trail behind at the end of the party.
How was the sunset?
It was beautiful until Mariah came and ruined it. Sighing, I pull ahead. Right now, even Joseph seems like a little too much.
It was okay.
Could have been better. There could have been smooches. The campsite has cleared up a lot since we set out this morning. It's still pretty full, but at least it's not as claustrophobic anymore. A few campfires illuminate people that are left behind, plus the smoke keeps the bugs away. All 5 of us huddle outside my RV. The goodbyes are taking a while since Marina has to hug everyone at least twice. Then she says something to reignite the conversation and the whole process starts over again. Finally, I grab the door handle to signal that we're about done, and Marina automatically begins the final round of hugs. Oh my gosh, more hugs.
So, what's next for you guys?
Where are you going? Maybe not.
Back to poring over the journal to see what we can find. Once we locate it, it's straight off to wherever.
Joseph heaves this heavy sigh.
No rest for the weary.
Nope, not on this treasure hunt. I love the star background in this scene. It's so pretty, and it's very similar to what you get when you're outside the city, and you can just go out into the desert and like see the stars. I grew up like way out far into the desert of Arizona, and like that was my favorite part, was always looking up and seeing all the stars that you couldn't see in the city. This is very reminiscent of that. I like it a lot.
You don't get weary, Slacker. You get motivated.
Oh, you should put that on a shirt.
That should be a shirt. Are they selling that shirt?
Would you buy one?
Oh my gosh, Mariah.
Nobody would.
Then no.
All of us, even Mariah, laugh a little. Finally, Joseph puts his arm around Tess and starts to lead them away.
We'll get out of your hair for the night.
Bye, guys. Starting down the path, they walk towards their motorhome.
Wait a sec.
They freeze. Marina looks at me too, curious.
Next piece is almost definitely at Arches. In Utah.
In Utah, eh? I hear Marina gasp, though I don't see it. Joseph and Tess both look at Mariah, their profiles barely visible from the flickering campfires in the distance. Mariah nods stiffly.
Thanks.
It's probably the first time she's ever said that word. With a wave of her hand, she turns and they finally leave. Marina and I both watch until they vanish out of sight, then Marina squeals.
I'm so proud of you, Amber! And shocked! That was super nice of you.
Wasn't much. This one's pretty easy to figure out when you take the time. I'd probably save them half an hour at best.
Well, I don't know, because they came all the way to the Grand Canyon looking for the one in the Canyon de Chelly. So they probably didn't find anything. So they're probably used to not actually finding anything.
Still, it's the thought that counts. Why'd you do it, though?
Someone's gotta take care of them after all.
I look away, pretending to scratch an itch on my cheek.
They're not that bad.
Sounds like someone's got a sweet spot now. We ended up spending the night in the department store parking lot. There were plenty of rest stops, but those are off the table permanently. Why? Like usual, I woke up pretty early and got us on the road again. Even after waking up briefly, Marina passed back out until we were already in Moab. Moab's the quintessential outdoorsy town. It's built alongside the Colorado River, winding through a canyon. Every other store sells rafting supplies or hiking gear or camping equipment. Even some of the houses are made to look like log cabins and other rustic architecture. The treasure is the friends you make along the way, I suppose. We're not getting much treasure. We only got the first treasure, and then the second one we didn't find anything, so... I wonder if there's like a New Game Plus version of this where you find like more treasure than you initially do the first time around. That'd be fun. You can see tall forested mountains from any part of town, but it's not entirely out of the desert either. It's the time in the morning where most people are on their way to work. There's a disgustingly large amount of traffic. Ugh, traffic. It's obvious why. Shovels and pickaxes stick out of truck beds and cracked windows like porcupine quills. At a glance, I'd say 3/4 of the people contributing to our glacial pace are prospectors, which means I don't have any room to complain. After watching the next light change 3 times, but still not reaching it myself, I sigh and pull into a nearby diner. At first, I was planning just to grab some coffee and a bagel, and something for when Marina wakes up. But with her trademark perfect timing, I hear her climb out of bed right as I turn off the RV.
We there? Is this Arch's?
Not yet. I like how it says Amber on her gym clothes. That's really cute. Marina's got some big titties though. Jeez. She stumbles up to the front seat, still looking mostly asleep. I don't know how she can still be tired. She must have gotten 10 hours.
Close. We're in Moab. Arches is still a few miles up the road.
Oh, why'd we stop?
Breakfast!
'Cause I'm hungry, and traffic's practically stalled. It could be lunchtime before we get there.
You were just gonna eat without me?
No, we were planning to get you something. Chill out, girl. Even through her grogginess, she sounds shocked and offended.
I was gonna grab you something to go, but I will eat without you if you don't get ready fast.
Meanie.
Yeah, go get in those clothes that you've been wearing for the last 4 days.
Yeah. Complain about me once you're dressed.
I can see the start of a smile as she turns back to get ready. I inspect my nails while I wait. A few minutes later, she hops up front like the Easter Bunny, chipper as ever.
It's like your energy is stored in your outfit or something. You get dressed and wake right up.
Yeah, I know, right? Marina puts on airs.
I don't know what you mean. I'm always cheerful and alert.
That was so cute. Oh my gosh. I need to look up who these voice actors are at the end of this, because they just did a banger job.
Uh-huh. Did you know that you snore?
Marina snores? Her pretense is dropped in a flash.
Do not.
You do.
This is every person who doesn't snore. They're all like, do not. Do too. I lead the way out of the RV.
Loud. Like an elephant seal.
Marina blusters about for a retort while I just wait by the door, laughing. She makes a humph noise as she passes by me, crossing the parking lot. Still, she holds the door for me as we go into the diner. There's a seat yourself sign up near the front, along with a stack of menus. I grabbed 2 off the top.
Do you need a kid's menu? With the crayons?
I do. My appetite's been so poor lately, I feel like all I could eat are things off the kids' menu. Just like 1 applesauce and a quesadilla, and then I'm fucking done. I'm just teasing her more, but her face lights up.
Ooh, they have those? Yeah, Give me one.
Gimme. Of course Marina would want one. Ah, nice. Mentally facepalming, I also take a coloring sheet and a cup of crayons. We find a booth by the window near the middle of the restaurant between a family of 4 and a couple around our age. It might be the only empty spot in the whole place. While I look over at the breakfast specials, Marina eagerly begins to color. She's got a dark green, 2 shades of red, a blue, and a yellow crayon. Of course, they're worn down to being practically round on the bottoms, which makes it hard for her to stay inside the lines. When I shift my legs, I accidentally bump the table with my foot and cause her to make a large green streak across the personified egg she was coloring.
Oops, sorry.
It's okay. What is it they say? There are no mistakes in art, just happy accidents?
Happy little accidents.
Something like that. Why green?
Do you not see what I'm coloring here? Semi-amber.
Semi-amber, green eggs and toast? I groan aloud at her awful joke. I'm saved from more of them by the arrival of the same waitress who greeted us. Her white uniform is stained with jelly and ketchup and who knows what else. I think that is a Bob Ross quote.
Can I get you girls something to drink?
I'll have some chocolate milk, please.
Oh my gosh, Marina. Her already questionable maturity suffers another blow. With the crayons in her hand, I'm not sure I can stand any more hits.
And for you?
Just coffee. No cream or sugar.
Yeah, I was gonna say, she wants coffee.
You got it.
Once she walks away, I nudge Marina with my foot.
Chocolate milk? Seriously? Are you 8?
Exactly. Mimicking my voice, Marina shakes her shoulders.
Black coffee? Seriously? Are you 40?
Hey now, I like the taste of coffee itself.
And I like the taste of chocolate milk.
And I like the taste
Thank
of
you.
milk itself. Just with chocolate.
Thank you, Marina.
You're a dork.
Oh, you're both dorks and you both love it.
But you love me.
Gasp. I was waiting for the music to stop. She chimes back in a sing-song voice. I know what she means, but it still causes a small lump to form in my throat. I swallow, trying to pretend that she didn't hit a little too close to home. Really, Amber? I watch her while she goes back to coloring human breakfast hybrids. Her lips are pursed in concentration, and there's a little gleam of white as she bites the edge of one. Seems like she's really focused. Surprisingly, she mostly manages to stay inside the lines of the pictures. Rather than trying to use the dull tip, she switched to the flat round ends, using the edge for more precision. It's kind of working. Without looking up, she starts to chat again.
So, where do we start looking today, Captain?
Oh, there's over 2,000 different spots and arches that we could go look for, I think. she
Oh,
said.
you finally acknowledge me as captain then, huh?
Oh, wait, hold on. We're captain.
I figured you deserve a turn. Just this once.
What?
Thanks. I'll try not to let you down. Anyway, I have no idea.
You said you think it's by one of the arches, right?
Yeah, but there's so many arches.
Well, yeah, but that doesn't really narrow it down.
Yeah. And you're in a national park. You can't just go digging things up. Pausing her coloring, she looks up at me.
It doesn't?
Nah. Have you ever seen any pictures of the park?
A couple, I guess. I don't know much about it, though.
Well, they named the park after the arches since there were so many of them. Probably hundreds.
Hundreds of arches.
Seriously?
Yeah, some are more famous than others. Let's see. There's Windstone Arch and Double Arch. Those are some of the more famous ones. You've probably seen pictures of those, even if you don't know it. But there are a ton of lesser-known ones, too. And for all we know, the treasure could be at one of them that doesn't even have a name.
So we're screwed.
Probably. But that doesn't mean we're giving up.
Marina nods in satisfaction. Either at my words or the slice of blue ham she just finished coloring.
I don't want to lose twice in a row, so I figure we'll go and look around and see if there are any clues. Maybe watch what other people are doing and thinking.
Marina nods long, but she has a zoned out look that tells me she's not really listening. Rather, she seems to be staring past me. I turn, trying to figure out what might be attracting her attention. There's nothing except for other groups eating. I make awkward eye contact with the old lady right beside us, and I quickly face forward.
Hello? Inspecting the walls?
Yeah, what are you doing, Marina? My words seem to break the spell.
Huh?
You totally spaced out there.
Oops, yeah. Sorry, I just started thinking.
Well, that's dangerous, Marina. Be careful. Before I can ask her what it was about, our waitress returns. Our drinks are balanced on a tray alongside a few other guests. Marina's chocolate milk comes in an enormous tin cup that's the size of my forearm. Jesus. There's an entire pot of coffee for me. She sets them down on the table between us.
You girls ready to order?
Ooh, yeah, I'm hungry. Oops, I haven't looked at the menu once. I flip it through real quick, settling on a standard meal.
You good?
Marina nods.
I'll have the gentleman's breakfast with bacon, eggs over medium, and sourdough toast.
Ooh, that sounds good.
And for you?
Man, I'm hungry.
I'll have the chocolate chip pancake platter with scrambled eggs.
You want the kids' meal or the regular?
Oh my gosh, the kids' meal, say it. I choke on my drink as I laugh, and I feel Marina's foot crash into my leg. Whimpering at that and the dribble of coffee on my chin, I massage my shin underneath the table. Marina frowns at me, and the waitress gives me a strange look. Then the typical angelic expression returns as Marina places her order.
The regular, please and thanks.
We'll have that out for you pretty soon.
Once again, she heads back to the kitchen, heels clicking against the tile floor. When she's out of sight, Marina begins a flurry of kicks to my shins, although these ones aren't hard enough to hurt. Scurrying backwards in my seat, I draw my legs up closer to me.
Rude.
You're the one with the kids menu.
Come on. You were asking for it with the food and the milk. The waitress asking that was just the icing on the cake. The pancake.
The pancake?
It's not my fault you sophisticated adults don't appreciate chocolate like I do.
You have a bigger sweet tooth than anyone I've ever met. Seriously, how many cavities have you had?
Probably a lot.
None. I brush my teeth twice a day, every day. The last time I went to the dentist, he said my teeth were so shiny he could see his reflection in them.
Damn.
And when was that?
She thinks about it for a minute.
Maybe 3 years?
3 years ago?
That doesn't count anymore then.
When was the last time you had chocolate milk?
Now I have to think about that. I don't drink a whole lot of milk to begin with, and as for chocolate...
Maybe when I was a little kid? I don't know.
Amber, you poor thing.
She slides her drink cup towards me, some sloshing over the sides in her haste.
Try it.
Try it. Dredges of milk surround the rim of the cup from Marina's sipping. Across from me, she waits, looking eager. I'm surprised she's not bouncing like normal. After sighing exaggeratedly, I pick up the cup and down a large gulp, trying not to think silly cliche thoughts about indirect kisses. That's what I was thinking. To my surprise, the drink is really good. It's got a deep, rich flavor than the stuff you get in the jugs at the store. I can tell that they made it themselves in the kitchen. It's not overwhelmingly sweet. In fact, it's perfect. Damn, I don't know if I'm disappointed or not. Giving her the satisfaction of being right? My pride aches. As I push the cup back towards Marina, she receives it with a sly smirk.
So?
She draws out the word, already knowing my answer.
It wasn't bad.
I want them to smooch already. There's been so many times. Indirect kisses, sunset walks on the Grand Canyon. Oh my gosh. They've just been too cute this episode. She laughs and takes another huge sip. After setting the cup down, she has a thick milk mustache on her upper lip. I watch with inappropriate fascination as her tongue comes out and cleans it away. Amber! Calm down! Only one of us can be so hyped up. Goodness. Marina grabs the sheet she was coloring and then pushes that over to me as well.
Wanna color something?
Maybe.
While you're acting like a kid and all.
I roll my eyes but snatch away the crayons that she offers. Most of the pictures, all of them breakfast foods with faces and dated outfits, have already been colored in. There's a stylish looking piece of bread with a dress and a wig that's still blank though. I colored the dress with the green crayon as lightly as I can and used the lighter shade of red for the hair. When I'm done, I hold up the page to show Marina.
It's you.
Oh, it's cute! It is Marina. She leans in.
Huh?
Huh?
The colors. Look, you're toast.
You're toast. She collapses backward as if my pun physically wounded her. She shakes her head and looks down while I crack up.
That was even worse than Sam I Amber.
Uh-huh. You better step up your game some.
Oh, damn. Get it, Amber. Get those puns in.
Please, stop.
No, more. Do more. I don't plan to. The only thing that saves her is the arrival of our waitress again. It's pretty fast service considering how busy this place is. Keeping in style with our oversized beverages, the portions are enormous. The plate that Marina's pancakes are served on is so large it looks like it could have been used as a shield back in medieval times. And the pancakes form a tower that's probably half a foot tall. Jeez. My own meal arrives on a similarly giant plate. We have to scramble and move our drinks around just to make room. There's hardly any empty space.
Can I get you girls anything else?
More coloring, please. Marina shakes her head, but I look down at the table as I mumble,
Can I get a glass of chocolate milk, please?
As the waitress departs yet again, I glance over, prepared for the inevitable teasing, but instead Marina just stares at her food, dumbstruck.
Maybe I should...
Oops. Maybe I should have gotten the kid size. Leftovers, Marina. I finished about half of my meal before the dismay sets in. There's no way I can possibly finish this. Most people I know couldn't eat this much food in one sitting. Every bite is a struggle. Marina is faring similarly. Her plate of eggs is nearly untouched, just because there's so much pancake to work through. I know, I want to eat at this diner too. And I could tell that pancake fatigue, that feeling where you get halfway through them and then realize you're sick of pancakes, has long since set in for her. She cuts off a bite, looks at it for a while, then sets her fork down.
I think I'm done.
Yeah, you and me both.
Leftovers, guys. The largest plate I have consists of a mess of potatoes, cheese, and bacon with eggs laid over it. Damn, that sounds so good. I'm so hungry. And then, of course, there was the toast, fruit, and sausage, which each got their own smaller plate. I'd have ordered from the kids' menu, too, if I'd known this is how it was gonna be.
I don't think I'll ever want pancakes again.
You'll want pancakes in a couple hours. For once, I don't have any snarky remarks. Anyone would be sick of them after what she just went through.
We'll get some boxes to go. At least we'll have food for a week now if we ever get stranded.
See, leftovers. After our waitress brings our bill on styrofoam containers, we head back out to the RV. It looks like traffic hasn't gotten much better in the 45 minutes that we've been out of it. Cars are still pressed bumper to bumper. The sidewalks are also full, with swarms of pedestrians making better time than the traffic. I wonder if it's always this busy, or if people are just deciding not to drive. Once we're ready to go, I take us over to the edge of the parking lot. As expected, the constant stream of cars makes it impossible for us to get out. I watch impatiently for an opening in traffic, but I can't see one for miles.
Oh, come on!
I know, Amber. I hate when this happens. I press my forehead to the steering wheel. We've been sitting here for minutes now.
Is there another exit we could use? Onto a different street?
Probably not. I look around and check the mirrors, but don't see anything. The edges of the diner's property are surrounded by a cream-colored fence.
Nope.
Marina begins to sigh, but that quickly turns into a sound of surprise.
Amber, look!
Who is it? He points past my face and out the window. An older lady in a little hatchback sedan has stopped to let us out. The two of us wave at her as we finally lumber onto the road itself.
Yay! I'm glad somebody was nice at least.
Yeah. Still a long way to go, though.
The long line of cars extends as far as I can see, before it finally goes out of sight and around a bend in the road.
Why do you think it's so much busier here than the other places we've been?
I don't know.
Arches is one of the most popular national parks. Like, when you think of parks in the...
Oops. When you think of parks in the U.S., you think of Arches and the Grand Canyon and Yosemite, that kind of thing. Okay, I've heard of the Grand Canyon and I've heard of Yosemite, but I've never heard of the Arches before, so I don't know how popular this place actually is. Have you guys ever heard of the Arches before?
So I think a lot of people will be at those big spots.
Think it'll be like Shiprock again?
What, with the megaphone and law enforcement?
Probably.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. Probably not. These parks are a lot bigger and more spread out. Way harder to have people watching. The only option would to be straight up close.
And then you have horrible people who sneak in and out of bounds anyway.
Yeah, like us.
Yeah, exactly. Who would ever do that?
Nobody we know, that's for sure.
It's okay. Once we're filthy rich, we can make a donation to the canyon or something.
Let's just buy the canyon and pay to have everything reconstructed.
Perfect.
Easy peasy. It takes a while, but we finally make it past all the stoplights. After that, it's still slow going, but at least it's steady. Maybe 15 minutes pass crawling through town before things start to pick up. Still a couple miles away, I can finally see the exit for the park itself. Some people continue past, staying on the highway, but most aren't in line for arches. At least there's a whole lane for people like us. Traffic is congested like my nose in winter, but the end is in sight.
May as well get comfy. We're gonna be here a while.
I don't know why you would want to buy the Grand Canyon. It's pretty, but it's just a big hole in the ground. And there's, other than tourism, I don't know what else you can do with it. It'd be funny if they did end up buying it, though. They have gold. I don't know what their problem is. They've got some gold. They should be at least a moderate more amount richer than they were before. Taking my advice, Marina leans back and props her feet up on the dash. Her dress bunches up by her knees, leaving most of her legs exposed. Marina! Calm down! I sneak a few guilty glances from the corner of my eye. If I didn't know any better, I'd think that all the skin she shows was intentional. But it's Marina, which means she's not even conscious about this stuff. Or me, for that matter. I wonder if she knows that I'm into her. Ooh. To distract myself, I grabbed the box of tapes. I cut the music off earlier so that Marina could sleep.
Wanna pick this time?
Sure.
Sitting in her lap, she begins to rummage through the bin. I'm pretty sure she knows all the music I have by now. We've listened to every tape at least once, and I have an okay feel for what she likes and what she doesn't. Sometimes she taps her fingers to the beat or hums along when she likes what she was listening to. If she doesn't, she flat out ignores it. The one she settles on is an album of instrumental folk songs, very stereotypical Western sounding. It's a little high energy for just sitting still in traffic, but that's alright. It's better than nothing. We'll just listen to the music, which I've cranked up loud while we wait. The album is nearly half over by the time we finally make it through the park gates. Beyond them, traffic mercifully lets up some. Not just because there's fewer cars, there are more cars than rocks to be seen. But a lot of those are pulled off on the shoulder or cramped into parking lots. Nearly every inch of pavement that doesn't have a car on it has a person instead. Also, there are different trails and forks in the road, so not everyone is going in the same direction now. Being able to drive without having to tap the brakes every couple seconds is a relief. A pickup truck towing a trailer pulls off the road ahead and backs onto the road, so I take his spot. Putting it into park, I take a swig of stone cold coffee.
Wanna grab the pamphlets?
I want some coffee. Hold on. We snagged a couple of brochures back at the diner. They don't have a whole lot of info, but they're a starting point. Marina retrieves them and spreads them out on the table like puzzle pieces. Alongside them is the journal. Its spine has lost all strength and the pages just flop around.
So, the journal says that it's buried between two things.
Okay.
Right, but something out of the way.
Peering out the windshield into the expanses beyond, there's a lot that can be considered out of the way.
It'd have to be something memorable. Or else he'd come back and have no idea where to go.
Very true.
And anything memorable is probably gonna be something popular, right?
Mm-hmm.
Exactly, yeah.
She flips through some of the pamphlets. They all have the same information on the same landmarks, just with slightly different pictures.
Wait.
She's about to toss one of them, but it catches my eye.
Hand me that.
Marina passes over the brochure and I turn to one of the inner pages. It has only one picture and a long paragraph of text. I read out loud.
One of the most famous landmarks in all of the park, Double Arch is a fan favorite. Recognizable for its two elegant curves. Double Arch can be accessed via a short hike and is open to exploration.
Okay. I hold up the flyer so she can see the picture. It's of 2 huge arches of stone, connected at one side but otherwise perpendicular from each other. She snatches it out of my hands for a closer look, nearly cutting my fingers.
Oh my god, you think it's between the 2 of these?
Maybe. Or around
That
there.
makes sense, right? You definitely remember how it looks. And it's kind of out of the way.
The papers whiz past my face as Marina hurls them backwards and she points forward.
Choo-choo, full steam ahead.
Oh my god, Marina, you're so cute. I throw the RV back into drive and pull out onto the road again. There are signs everywhere for Double Arch, so we don't need the map that we got at the gate. We pass signs for other landmarks too, some with pretty weird names. There's the Parade of Elephants for one thing, which is in the same direction as Ham Rock. There's even a phallic-sounding rock simply called the Organ. All of those are down exits we don't take. Instead, we soon end up on the back of yet another traffic jam. Marina stares at the window as we creep along. Where we are right now is nearly indistinguishable from the highways we spent so much time on. There are a few actual arches around, but none distinct enough to get any real attention. Oh, really? I'll have to look at some pictures of the arches after this. I'm kind of curious. I said before in one of the previous episodes of Highway Blossoms, but I think it'd be super fun to do a road trip in Highway Blossom style where you go to all the different places that they've been, because they're all like big landmarks around the Southwest, so that'd be fun to go visit them. Inch by inch, we advance down the road until we finally come to the parking lot for Double Arch. Our only problem is it's totally full. Not just busy, but packed. Every parking spot is taken, with a few cars jammed into empty space that's clearly not meant for that. Like lice, people swarm up and down the arch itself, visible even from the road. At least this time it isn't off limits.
Looks like everyone else had the same idea.
Yeah, but are they gonna be as
Don't
quick
sound
as
so
us?
glum. We can still go take a look.
If we can ever find somewhere to park.
Truth.
Yeah, that is a pretty big if.
The entire caravan passes by the parking lot. There's at least a dozen cars behind me, too. I'd have to pack up Gob Gob really nice because he hates going traveling. I'd just pack him with like a Switch, some games, card games, board games, things to keep him busy along the way. Not much of a nature person, is he? That's what you get when you marry a goblin. Maybe half a mile up the road, we come across another lot.
Up for a bit of walking?
Yeah.
You already have to walk a little bit. It's up a short hike, so... I quickly take one of the remaining spaces. There are a few openings here. It looks like most people weren't as willing to walk as Marina is. Some of the cars behind us pull in, too. We opt to leave the metal detector and other equipment in the RV for now. If we see anything that looks promising, we can come back and grab it. The walk back up to Double Arches doesn't take long. It's nice to be outdoors again. I'm tripping on my words. Hold on, I need a drink. Where's that soda? I love the music in this game. They've got a couple different tracks, but like, it's very atmospheric music each time. We have to stick to the very edge of the road to avoid the stream of cars flowing towards us. Seems there's more than a dozen behind us after all. There's a short hike from the Double Arch parking lot to the arch itself. It's an easy one, and we don't even break a sweat. Up close, it's obvious that there aren't many people here just to see the sights. Almost everyone is carrying a shovel or other tool. There's a pair of park rangers watching, but they don't seem to be intervening at all. They just slouch against a wooden fence, looking defeated.
Can you imagine how big of celebrities we'd be if anyone here knew we found this shipwrecked treasure?
I know, right? I whisper as quietly as I can to Marina.
Right? I was thinking about that earlier. I kind of wanted to show off, but that's probably not a good idea.
2 girls all alone on the road in an RV with a bunch of gold? Yeah, that's not a good idea. Don't go flaunting that.
Like anyone would believe us anyway. But you don't want to have your face all over the New York Times as one of the girls who found the treasure?
Being in the local newspaper is on my bucket list.
Dream big, Marina.
And my friends from school would totally have a heart attack when they found out. But Don't they always say to keep it a secret if you win the lottery?
Yeah, so people don't come out and kill you for it.
Yeah. Otherwise, people will never leave you alone. You'll get all sorts of messages from people you used to know or long-lost relatives.
That too.
I have enough not lost relatives to deal with. Plus, I don't want to get kidnapped and held for ransom or something like that.
Yeah. People go nuts about money. You gotta be careful.
What about you?
No way. I'm just gonna quietly retreat into one of my 3 mansions when all this is over.
Oh, you're only gonna buy 3?
You only need 3. After 3, it's kind of like, what do I even do with this mansion?
Yeah, gotta save the rest for my 14 new motorhomes after all.
She giggles.
Do I get to drive one of them?
No, you don't get to drive anything, Marina.
Why not? But you could buy your own, you know.
No way! I'll just come bother you if I need one.
We do have 14. We've gotten as close to the arches as we can. The mob of sweaty people is too thick for us to push our way through. There are dozens of people sweeping over the dusty ground with metal detectors. Hanging back around the edge, Marina's smile fades away quickly.
Yeah, this is a bit of a mess.
People jostle and push each other out of the way. It's hard to believe anyone is actually prospecting so much as they are just trying not to lose their spot.
Maybe we should come back later?
I don't think it's going to be any died down later. Yeah, I don't know if it'll be any better later, but maybe.
I guess. Though if the treasure is here, I feel like someone would have found it by now.
True. We got lucky with that shiprock one. Just like back at Canyon de Chelly.
You know, this must have been going on for a few days now.
Truth.
Yeah.
All the enthusiasm she had just a minute ago when we were joking around has evaporated in the desert sun. A rock skips past my foot as she kicks at the dirt. I poke her and she yelps in surprise.
Hey now, I'm not saying we give up. I'm just saying we regroup and strategize. We can go see the rest of the park in the meantime.
True.
Didn't you say you've wanted to see this place for a while?
Yeah, I guess.
It's obvious that she's still bummed, but there's nothing I can do about that. Once we're back in the motorhome, we leave the busy main road ASAP and spend a while seeing the sights from our air-conditioned comfort. Marina's mood improved steadily throughout the day, counteracted only by our growing hunger. Eat the pancakes. As we pull back into Moab, we're both ravenous.
Wanna just heat up our leftovers?
Pancakes.
Guessing that's a no.
I'm not ready for pancakes again yet. I need a day or maybe a week.
You know, all of this has been on our tab because Marina doesn't have any money, so if I were her, I'd just eat the leftovers so that we wouldn't have to spend money on more food.
Let me know if you see somewhere you want me to stop.
Amber's so sweet. Now that it's approaching evening, there aren't any more massive traffic jams going through Moab. We can cruise through at a steady pace, just like when we first got into Arches. Until I slam on the brakes.
You're kidding me.
Marina had been slouching, but bolts upright at the sudden stop.
What happened?
Just a few feet ahead in the parking lot of the diner we ate this morning is Mariah's motorhome.
Look at that. It's them.
Ah, Mariah. I point and Marina leans forward, then she recognizes their RV and she grins.
Should we go see them?
No, we just saw them.
No way! That's extra reason to avoid that place.
But Amber, maybe we could see about teaming up for the treasure here or something.
Splitting all that gold, how many ways is that? 5 ways? That'd be hard.
That'd never happen. Mariah would rather lose every time than have our help.
That's probably true too. Mariah's probably not the type to share.
Besides, it's not like...
Please.
Oh, Marina, don't. No. Already giving up in my head, I gave Marina one last desperate look.
Seriously?
Yeah, even if we don't team up, it'd be nice to see them again.
We just saw them, like, yesterday.
Not sure if nice is the word I'd use.
Despite my muttering, I flick on my blinker and change lanes, pulling into the parking lot yet again. Like this morning, it seems pretty busy. I have to park next to Mariah's RV because it's the only open spot large enough. Marina skips out and towards the entrance while I trudge behind her. It doesn't take long to find the trio. Even amongst all the eccentric people that the hunt has drawn, their questionable fashion sense stands out. They have a large table near the back, bigger than the one Marina and I ate this morning. Joseph and Tess share a bench while Mariah spreads across the opposite side. It's probably supposed to look sultry, but it comes across more like the bench is devouring her. When she sees them, Marina scurries to the back, hand raised and reading. I bring up the rear, still slow.
Hey, guys!
Tess and Joseph both wave, the latter smiling when he sees us. Mariah looks surprised for a second, but then scowls and turns towards the wall. Again, like you were saying, Bird, what did she expect? We told her where to go, and she came to where we are, so why is she, like, surprised to see us? The feeling is mutual.
Hey, imagine running into you two here. Just get into town?
No, we've been here for a while.
Nope, we've been here all day. We actually ate breakfast at this place this morning.
Yeah, you're always a couple steps behind us, I guess.
Ouch. Get it, Amber. Mariah's glare is stonier than the double arch itself, but of course she keeps looking at the wall instead of us. Joseph laughs, though.
Here, let's break bread.
Yeah. He and Tess scoot down the booth, making some room, which Marina promptly fills. I'm left next to the smoldering fury that is Mariah. She moves her leg, just a little, but enough for me to sit down.
Thanks. Sorry to barge in on you guys like this.
It's no problem. More the merrier.
I hope you don't expect us to cover your bill.
Rude, Mariah. Groaning, Joe puts his hand over Tess's ears.
Would you at least try not to be a pain in the ass between the hours of 5 p.m. and 6 in the morning? It would make my life a lot easier.
He uncovers Tess's ears and gives us a blank look. I like that he covers Tess's ears every time he cusses. I think that's a really sweet point to do. Because she's like, what, like 10? So she's probably heard all the cuss words from her sister before, but I like that Joseph takes the extra step in making sure that Tess doesn't unnecessarily hear a lot of swearing. He uncovers Tess's ears and gives us a blank look.
She's right, though. There's no way we can afford that.
We had to dine and dash for breakfast.
Oh, Tess, way to tattle.
So what about you? How long have you been here?
We got in around lunchtime. Spent forever and a half stuck in traffic, though.
Yeah, that traffic. He sounds worn out. I wonder if Mariah ever lets him drive, or makes him.
Us too. We were gonna look around Double Arch, but it was too busy.
Yeah, we took one look at it and just kept driving. Didn't even want to try it.
Sis said anyone who bothered to get out was a
You were supposed to hear that!
There it is. That's what I was talking about. She's surely heard all the things that her sisters said.
I told you, this girl hears everything.
Yeah, I know. My goodness.
Anyway, we were thinking about heading back this evening. See if it maybe cleared out some.
We were gonna do that too. I was telling Amber that we should see if maybe you guys wanted to team up and we could look together.
Hell no!
The two of us looks at each other. Seems all we ever agree on is not sticking together.
No offense to you, Joe. Just didn't wanna, you know.
Deal with Mariah. I trail off trying to think an excuse that it isn't. Didn't want to deal with Mariah, which is the truth. But Joseph just laughs and waves it off.
Nah, I get what you mean. Don't think Mariah would be too fond of splitting the goods either.
Marina frowns but perks back up just after a second. Hold on. Alright. We're gonna finish this up. Soon a waitress comes to take our order. Marina and I are careful to order meals on the smaller side, just sandwiches with fries. On the other hand, Mariah's order comes with a bunch of requirements as to what can and can't be on it. By the time she's made so many substitutions and extras, it hardly resembles the item described in the menu.
So, I can tell you ladies that it's not at the Parade of Elephants, and Delicate Arch was a no-go too. Think we might try Skyline next.
Good luck, I guess. I wonder how many of those the miner would have known about, though. Pretty sure this park wasn't founded till after the gold rush.
I know, Laika. Laika, come here. She's guarding by the door again. She's barking at our neighbors. Joseph shrugs.
Amber knows a lot about these places. She's like an encyclopedia.
I don't know why when she says that it just makes me laugh, like Amber being the human encyclopedia. I can feel my face flush like always when she praises me.
Not really. I just know bits and pieces.
Still, something to be proud of. Aren't too many girls your age who care about anything that happened more than 5 years ago.
It's really nothing special. I just spent a lot of time on the road when I was younger.
That's so.
I appreciate his leaving it as an open-ended question rather than prying. Marina looks at me eyes wide, probably to see if I'm about to cry or something. I tried to be nonchalant.
Yeah, until I was in middle school. My grandpa used to drive me all over the country.
Sounds like a fun time.
It was. He,
Guess there's no point in hiding it. Plus, Joseph has this kind of disarming air to him, like he exudes calmness.
passed away a little while ago. Still a little.
I tap my throat, hoping that gets my point across. It does. Joseph nods.
I'm sorry for your loss. I know how hard that can be.
Thanks.
Marina's eyes flick between me and Joseph. She must be pretty worried, so I force a smile, even though I can feel that growing glumness that shows up any time I talk about Gramps.
Meeting this dork has helped a lot, though.
I jerk my chin towards Marina, who looks shocked, as if I could have been talking about anyone else.
It's been a while moping around before that.
Family is good.
Aww. I blink. It's so easy to forget that she's there.
Yeah, definitely.
I hadn't really thought of it before, but Tess seems to be in a similar situation I was, growing up on the go and all. I'm curious how that happened, but I won't ask. Not my place. A far-off look seeps onto Joe's face. He stares out the window like he's gazing at something 100 miles away. Yards away. Yards, miles, whatever. Mariah glances up at him. For a split second, if that, she even looks a little concerned, but then it's right back to business as usual. She leers over at me and shoves herself back into the conversation.
So what are you going to do?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Huh?
Hi, Laika. You coming here to join me for the last bit of stream? Yeah? Who's a good girl? You guarded me from all those nasty neighbors outside.
When all this is over?
She gestures around.
Dinner?
No, dumbass! I meant the treasure hunt! Forget it. I don't actually care.
Don't know yet. Mare and I have been kind of talking about that.
Yeah, we have kind of tossed around a few ideas. We're gonna buy some mansions, maybe a couple of motorhomes.
She's gonna buy 3 mansions.
Yeah, that. I'll have plenty of time to figure stuff out in my mansions.
3 of us chuckle, but the conversation trails off. Tess and Marina are working on coloring Tess's menu. From what I can see, it has different characters than the one this morning. They look like they make a good team. Each of them works on separate pictures, but switch from time to time. So Marina will color the hair on one character, and then Tess colors the clothes. Despite not talking at all, they don't ever get in each other's way. Joseph also observes from above, smiling slightly. He's usually the one to play with Tess, so it must be nice for her to have some company. On the other hand, it's like a jug of milk. Mariah's mood seems to be getting more and more sour. I don't even know what she's mad about this time. Maybe something happened before we showed up, or maybe it's just because we showed up. Either way, she ought to have memorized every single detail of the wall she's been staring at this entire time. She doesn't even look up until our food arrives a little bit later. Ooh, that looks tasty. It's a good thing we have a large table because there's hardly any room left once all the plates are set down. My sandwich is so big it takes 2 hands to hold, and I have enough fries to sustain Ireland for the winter. When Marina picks up her sandwich, all the ingredients pour out the back. She quickly gives up trying to reconstruct it and just uses a knife and fork instead. Watching the other three eat is amusing too. Joseph chews with slow, measured bites, whereas Mariah attacks her meal like it owes her money. These chicken nuggets or chicken fingers look really good right now. This grilled cheese also looks good. I like a good bowl of tomato soup. I'm not much of a sandwich person because, like Marina, where it all falls out the back, that's what happens to all my sandwiches too, so I always end up eating them with a knife and fork anyways. I would expect this one to be Mariah's, the steak. Yeah, across from her, Tess is cutting up chicken tenders with surgical precision. Marina catches me staring and smiles at me covertly. Seems like she noticed too. Mariah is the first to finish eating. I'm just a couple bites behind. That's embarrassing. She wipes her face with a napkin and then finally looks at me.
Where are you two staying?
In the RV on the side of the road. It could be an innocent question, or it could be a trap.
Around. We'll find a parking lot somewhere.
You thieves are gonna have a late start then.
You quit calling us thieves?
I guess. Don't tell me you planned ahead and got a campsite.
Don't be stupid. Of course not.
Yeah, I didn't expect you to spend money on a campsite.
Like, that's not what I meant.
I scoff as she backtracks to keep from insulting herself.
What I mean is, there's no way they're gonna bother checking every single permit. There's too much going on right now. Just pick a nice spot out of the way, don't make trouble, and it'll be fine.
Joe flatly stares at Mariah.
Easier said than done.
Yeah.
Good luck with that. I don't want to take the risk.
On foot, if you're trespassing and get caught, most of the time you'll just get thrown out. But I don't want our license plate getting written down or something if we were to do what she suggests. Mariah shrugs.
Suit yourself. Don't say I didn't never try to help you.
Didn't ever.
I was gonna say, Tess, good grammar. Good job, girl.
You ever camp here before, Amber? Sounded like you know the place.
Long time ago. I don't remember a whole lot. Just good at remembering names, I guess.
Useful skill to have.
Yeah. Used to be before we'd go anywhere. Gramps and I would research the place we were going. History and stuff like that.
You sure learned a lot of useful stuff from him, huh?
Yep. Always wanted to make him proud. He used to say I was a real chip off the...
My words catch in my throat, not just because I'm emotional, but because I just realized something. Remembered it, rather. Mariah and Joe know it too. Mine and Mariah's eyes lock, and she bolts up at my words. The other two look confused.
We're leaving!
Up. Guess it's dine and dash again. Oh, Tess. Mariah sprints for the door without paying, and I nearly yank Marina's arm out of its socket as we run to the exit. Other diners turn to watch us, but I barely notice them.
Amber, what the heck?
Her voice is shaky from being jolted around.
I know where the treasure is.
Ooh. I yell behind me as I turn to look and see the trio exit the restaurant close behind us. Joe's carrying Tess on his back.
I know where it is.
I say it again to assure myself. We reach the motorhome seconds after Mariah and her crew reach theirs. I practically hurl Marina up and into her spot before I leap into my own. Not even bothering to buckle up, I hurry towards the road. Ooh, this is a cute CG. Less than a minute and we're already falling behind. I watch Mariah's taillights as she speeds up the road, horn blaring to scare away the cars unfortunate enough to be in her lane. I'm going as fast as I dare to, worried about cops that could be lurking around one of the bends in the road. But I can't let her out of my sights. There's no room to pass yet, but I have to watch for an opportunity. With one hand, Marina clutches the headrest bar of her seat. Then she leans over and past my face, nearly causing me to swerve from shock.
What are you...
She grabs my seatbelt and buckles me in. Then she does the same for herself.
Okay, now that we're at least not gonna die if you hit something, can you tell me what exactly is happening?
She sounds a little frantic and a little curious.
Okay, so do you remember Balanced Rock?
It wasn't one of the places that we visited earlier today, but it's one of the spots that's on posters and in lots of the ads. Oops.
I think so, or at least hearing about it.
There used to be another really famous rock right next to it. Smaller, but a similar shape and everything. They called it Chip Off the Old Block.
What do you mean, used to be?
I was getting to that. A long time ago, like 50 years or something, it fell. Now you can't even tell it apart from the rest of the rocks on the ground.
Fascinating.
50 years. So that was...
Her eyes go wide in understanding, a fact which I look away from Mariah's rear to take in.
So it was still standing when the miner came through.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. I'll bet you anything he hid the treasure between Balanced Rock and what used to be Chip.
I look over again to smile at her, only to see genuine admiration and awe on her face. Her eyes are wide and her mouth slightly open. Like always, I can't look at her for too long or it starts to make me uncomfortable. Nothing I've said or done is that impressive. Even Mariah knew about Chip. But instead of singing my praises again, she just faces ahead with a little smile. Then her face crumples up.
Amber!
I see it.
A semi has begun pulling out into the road ahead of us. There's no passing lane, so I can't get around him that way. I tap the brakes since I'll have to stop and wait for him to get onto the highway. Ahead I can still see Mariah, but just barely. A few of the cars between us have exited, but her lead has grown. And so I make a quick, reckless decision.
Hold on to something.
Amber? Amber?
What are you?
I don't wait for her to finish her question, since she grabs onto her seat as she asks it. To answer, I yank the wheel to the left and onto the other lane, even though it's a no-pass zone. Headlights far ahead are speeding towards us, maybe a quarter-mile away. Getting closer, a concrete barrier prevents me from going any further to the left. I smash the gas pedal to the floor, pulling all my weight on it. Marina begins to moan with dread at the oncoming car. It's a wordless sound, or maybe the start of my name. My heart is in my throat, and I can feel beads of sweat on my forehead. One slides down into my eye, but I can't wipe it away. We're even with the semi now, who seems to be stopping. He probably noticed me and is waiting for me to complete my illegal pass. The car ahead of us is close enough now that I can see it in our headlight beams. It's a maroon SUV. They're braking as they approach. But I'm still accelerating, going so fast that I couldn't stop in time even if I wanted to. Like a missile, we shoot forward. I'm at least double the speed limit right now. We come even with the front of the semi, which is hardly rolling. The SUV has come to a complete stop, but there's barely any room between it and the semi now. And then suddenly we're past the cab of the truck. I wrench the wheel to the right, hard right, throwing us back into our own lane. We zoom past the stopped SUV, who gives us a well-deserved horn blaring. The bassy sound of the semi's horn also booms behind us. But it doesn't matter because we're okay. We didn't die. A need to breathe hits me, and I realize that I've been holding it in. I sigh, adrenaline still coursing through me.
Oh my god! Amber!
That was really scary. Her voice cracks and she starts to laugh, hysterically. I do too, laughing away the anxiety of the last half minute. It felt like much longer. And it's not entirely over yet.
Don't get too comfy.
Her hands shoot back to where she was hanging on.
Uh-oh.
Just ahead, Mariah still has the lead, but is shrinking quickly. I wonder if she saw how I caught up. Jamming the gas pedal down again, I start to narrow the distance even more. She takes the exit for Arches just a few seconds ahead of me. We blaze to the entry point, flashing our passes at rangers who barely have time to check them. Even in the darkness, there's a lot of people on the sides of the road. I wonder if anyone else has had the same realization we did about Chip. Mariah's starting to gain ground again, so I mash the accelerator further down, but her motorhome is newer than mine, and it's hard for me to keep up. If I'm going to beat her there, I'll have to do it soon. I check to make sure that Marina's still holding on tight. She is. Just a few feet behind Maria's RV, I illegally swing into the other lane yet again. Oh, damn! This is a good CG. I like this. This is cute. This is even more risky because of the way the road curves all over the canyon. An oncoming car could round a bend and completely blindside us. Hope that doesn't happen. By pushing the RV to its absolute limits, I'm able to break even with Mariah. Looking over, I can see a wild flare in her eyes, hair disheveled. Her expression changes to one of shock when she notices us beside her. I relish in the look of disbelief as I nudge the wheel to the right. There's a god-awful scraping as the motorhome brushes against Mariah's. Her eyes, as well as Marina's, widen. Seconds after we pull apart, Mariah's vehicle lurches towards us, and again there's a sound that makes me want to rip my ears off. I fight to keep control of the motorhome and stay on the road. Awestruck bystanders watch us as we pass by, but I hardly register them. Still neck and neck, we continue towards Balanced Rock. Though through insane luck or divine intervention or something, the road ahead is clear. I won't try to shove them off the road again because there are now steep drop-offs that could actually be fatal. But I do have something to gain an edge. Just arriving seconds before her isn't enough. A sign, visible for just a split second, informs us there are 5 miles to Balanced Rock. What might have been an arrow for an exit has been scuffed to illegibility. That's the word. Maybe that's our chance. Up ahead, barely illuminated by a flickering lamp, the road splits into 2 directions. A sign in the middle is smashed and folded in on itself, probably the result of someone's reckless driving. One of these paths leads to Balanced Rock, but I don't know which. I'm willing to bet Mariah doesn't either, though. From Marina's window, I can see Mariah shoot me one final death glare before they rocket off down the exit. We stay on the other branch, though I'm back in the proper lane now. Just hope it's the right branch. As I start to calm down again, I realize my legs are shaking. Marina cranes around to watch Mariah's vehicle, which is quickly disappearing into the murk. Once it's fully out of sight, she turns back to me, her face as white as her knuckles.
You okay?
Guilt stabs me. I may have seriously traumatized her, with 2 incidents within minutes of each other. After taking a deep breath, she unclenches her fists.
Can we never, ever do that again? That was insane. Super insane. Like, oh my god. I thought I was gonna die. Wait. Did we die?
No, we didn't die, Marina. You're
Am
fine.
I just imagining this now?
I don't think you could imagine stuff if you were dead, kid.
That's the kind of thing a dead person would say. Like in that one movie where it was all about that guy who could talk to dead people, except...
Are you talking about The Sixth Sense?
I'm 90% sure we're not dead then.
Only 10% not sure.
Okay. 90%. That's not bad.
That's an A.
And being a ghost might be kind of cool too. You could spy on people without them ever knowing.
Who would you go spy on, Marina?
I'll keep that in mind if there's ever someone I want to haunt.
Our voices are shaky, even though our conversation isn't serious. I keep checking the rear view, expecting to see the headlights of Mariah approaching vengeance. But so far, we're in the clear. Each passing minute that we don't see the rock itself, though, makes me worried that we took the wrong turn. Right on the verge of turning around and tailing Mariah, another sign suddenly looms up ahead of us. We've reached Balanced Rock. Hell yeah! I slow down as we approach the parking area. While not empty, there are far fewer people here than there were at Double Arch earlier today. A good number of them look like they might be sightseers, but since they're standing around talking or looking at the stars instead of searching. Parking is easy since there's a lot of open spaces. And that's where we're going to end it for today, guys. We're going to end it on this little cliffhanger. We'll find out next time whether there is actually gold in, what was it called? Balanced Rock and Chip Off the Old Block. So we will figure that out next time on Friday. Join me Tuesday next week for Grim Fandango. We just started it this week. We started it on Tuesday, and we're going to work through it through the rest of October, hopefully. And it might run a little past Halloween, but I think it's still a fun game to play for Halloween. Join me Thursday for... Join me Thursday for more Okami. I thought we were at the end of it. We are not. We have a whole nother section to go. So join me for more Okami. And I will see you guys next Friday for more Visual Novel Friday. And we'll be playing more Highway Blossoms. So anyways, it was nice to have you guys here for this episode. Thank you for joining me. If you're looking for more episodes or you're looking for other games that we played, go ahead and check out the youtube.com/@princessevillan the VODs channel. And go check out all the games that we've been playing. But anyways, thanks for having me tonight, guys. I hope you guys had fun, and I will see you next time. Bye!